It makes no sense.
I feel like it's like they should give out free LSD when you're going to watch that film, so it kind of just doesn't matter if it makes sense. It's just one big kaleidoscope of
Well,
Marvel.
they did, but the producers and writers took it all.
Okay, fair enough.
Can I give the end credits scene minus 10.5?
That was ridiculous.
Welcome to another spoiler review episode.
Thanks for returning to our spoiler review episodes. This week on episode 11, we discussed The Monkey by Osgood Perkins, the director of Longlegs, and Captain America, Brave New World. We hope you enjoyed this conversation. Thanks again for joining us for a spoiler review episode.
Woo!
Today is a bit different. We normally do a spoiler review of one film and really go deep into the information, but we've seen two films recently at the cinema. They're both interesting enough to talk about, but we also don't want to give too much away as well, even though we are going to spoil a few things to a degree. So we're going to talk about two. The Monkey by Osgood Perkins, based on a short story by Stephen King, and Captain America, the new one.
Brave New World.
Brave New World with Harrison Red Hulk.
And Anthony Mackie.
Fantastic. So we'll start. James hasn't seen The Monkey, and we're going to get into that for the first 20 to 30 minutes, and then he's going to join us for the second half. So yeah, me and Drew both saw The Monkey this week. What was your initial thoughts?
It feels like, you know, when we were talking about Final Destination.
I 100% know where you're going with this, and I fully agree before you've even said anything.
Awesome. So it's like, to jump off the back of the success of Final Destination, it's like someone was thinking, how can we enter that world of Final Destination, but rather than obviously following the same tropes as that amazing franchise, why don't we just have a weird inanimate object? It's almost like if Chucky didn't do anything, but shit happens. It's like if Chucky was a monkey and was in the world of Final Destination, but that is the monkey.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird one. I mean, obviously we want to have, just so the audience knows as well, we're aware to a degree, but we do kind of just get into things sometimes, and it's me because I forget to headline things, but like doing some structure to these things.
No, I agree. I think it's good. It's good to have structure, and we want to give you guys more structure. So here we give some structure.
We're talking about our initial thoughts, and then we'll go into the specifics.
Yeah, and then this is actually something I think I was going to text you the other day. This isn't as interesting for the viewers, but maybe it is. But I was going to say, if we did
behind the scenes shit,
if we have different slots, yeah. So it's like, what do we think of the story? What do we think of the characters? What do we think of the arcs? What do we think of the production value? And then what do we think worked? What do we think didn't?
Yeah.
These are things that will make it a bit more interesting for the people listening.
I mean, my initial thoughts before going to go into details was that it's a tough one to describe because it's a film that I was really looking forward to. And obviously it's the guy who did Longlegs, and irrelevant of people's opinions, the over-marketing fucked that film. That was a good film. I think if you watched it a year later on its own on TV, Longlegs.
Longlegs, yeah, okay,
very good.
Yeah,
but this wasn't as good as Longlegs. I think it fell on too many tropes, too many cliches, and didn't do either of them very well.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
it started to get, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but it started to get so far fetched that
bit's fine. That's
no, but for me, it kind of just fell. It fell off a cliff because it had nowhere to go. You've got to be very careful. We talked about this in stories. You can build it and you can ramp it up, but if you've already ramped the hell out of it by the second act, the third act is just that it's
got nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's got nowhere to go, and it becomes a farce. It's like it just becomes an absolute shit show.
Well, let's give the audience a little bit of a premise, although Drew kind of insinuated it with the Chucky reference, which is a good analogy, I think. The plot is described as when twin brothers Bill and Hal find their father's old monkey toy in the attic. And it's a little creepy monkey that bangs its drum. It's got big creepy eyes and big teeth.
Who's it first, though?
When he finds that monkey, a series of gruesome deaths start. The siblings decide to throw the toy away and move on with their lives, growing apart over the years. But fast forward 25 years later, and one of the brothers finds the monkey and gets it out. That sounds so dodgy.
Oi, oi, get your monkey out.
So the main bit is that it's based in, what is it? It's late 90s, and the house is a 70s house, so it's very confusing. But the aesthetics, it looks really good, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's these two kids, the older brother, who's older by 3 minutes? They're twins,
Yeah.
and he had the placenta, so it's already a silly. So he's the stronger one. He's the bully, and it's just them hating each other and bullying each other. And when we get to know what the monkey is, the weaker brother finds it and is just offloading to it because he doesn't have a friend, saying, I want my brother dead. And he turns the key on the back of the monkey to make it start banging its drum, and that's the thing that enables it to do its killing. What we don't realize until that point is that you can't control the monkey. You can't say, kill Dave down the road, turn the key, because it will kill Susan next door.
Yeah.
It does what it wants to do. It kills whoever it wants, except
It
the
doesn't
person.
take requests.
It doesn't take requests. And he does it, and his mum dies rather than his brother. And it's 25 years later that the older brother realizes, when he works out what the monkey is, that his little brother killed his mum, so he wants revenge. And that's the plot. He gets the monkey, he goes to his old town and turns the key every day until he gets his brother.
He turns the town into basically an apocalypse trying to kill his brother, but he can't quite.
That's the funny scene in the trailer where the woman
Wouldn't it be easy just to go and kill his
on
brother?
fire.
I know, right? The amount of effort and all of the people he's killed in this poor neighborhood and town and city, he might as well have just got, a gun, because they're easily accessible, and gone to his brother's house. Ding
Yeah, if he
dong.
can live with the guilt of killing all these people, why don't you kill him?
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Stupid
Just go and kill
film.
him.
Yeah,
I think that
it was fun, right? There was moments where I was like, this dialogue is actually really funny and very, very entertaining, and the children deal very well with grief and bereavement, because they lose an awful lot of people. But it becomes so darkly comic that there's a bit where one of the brothers is like, I was going to get rid of my suit, but we might have to go to another funeral. And he's like, okay. It's the idea that people are just constantly, people die like birds fall out of the sky.
But Osgood Perkins, the director and writer, obviously it's a Stephen King short story, but Osgood Perkins adapted it and made it a full screenplay.
That's sorry to interrupt you. That's where I think it faltered a little bit. I think honestly, this would have made a much more fascinating project as like a half an hour film with a big budget on shown on Channel 4 or Netflix. You know, when
It's
they do
never going to happen though, is it? He's going to make a series or a film. That's what the big
I know,
do.
but that's my point, because it ran out of legs. It ran out of fuel to keep the audience with me in the cinema. People started pulling out their phones. It didn't hold you enough because it ran out of juice to keep you entertained.
I mean, to stick with Osgood Perkins for a second as well, do you realize he is the goofy guy in Legally Blonde? He's been an actor for 20 years.
Yeah, he's that really bad actor. Isn't he also in Charlie's Angels?
Yeah, he's in loads of stuff as little
Terrible
bits.
actor.
But remember Legally Blonde, the guy that's the goofy big tall guy with glasses.
Yeah. Glasses. He ain't got glasses.
I'm sure he has. But he makes friends with Elle.
He's like a mentor.
I can't remember Legally Blonde that well.
Yeah,
guys.
He's not got glasses.
But
he's got also floppy curtains, hasn't he?
But he's also an actor in The Twilight Zone, Nope, Drew's favourite film. and a few other things. But director-wise, obviously, he's done fewer things. Apart from Long Legs, obviously, that's the big one. But he's in the film. Did you spot him?
No.
He's the creepy uncle with the big glasses. He goes, "Well, we're going to look after you. Well, we're going to kind of try. Well, we're swingers.
When he says he's the
Well,
swinger.
we're swingers. We're probably not going to take care of you that well, but you can have a house."
That was really funny.
And who's the auntie? The one that has the most elaborate, obscene, ridiculous death.
Oh God, that was brutal.
Do you know who the actor is? You like Schitt's Creek, don't you?
No, it was not the mum.
No. What are you on about? She's like
No, it's
30. That was Sarah Levy. That's Twyla from the cafe.
No.
Twyla from the cafe. She's the one with fish hooks in her face and burns her face off. And then
That was brutal, man.
I mean, it was silly.
The way she dies. Let's explain to James because it is so darkly comic and ridiculous.
You might as well, because you've not sold the film to me now. I don't
Seriously,
wanna
like
watch it.
talk about fall off the tree and hit every branch coming down, right? Sorry to interrupt the show. Just a reminder to say we love and appreciate you all for listening to the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, follow, as this really helps us continue to progress and improve the content and keeps us making these fun episodes for you guys. Oh, we're also on these things called Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there too, as we share short, funny reels on the reg that you can share with friends if you like. Now, back to the mayhem. She walks up the stairs give way. She
In the
falls through
cellar.
the stairs, lands on like a cabinet full of like fish hooks that go through her face. She's then
She gets
pulling
screaming and they're like all over
they're
her.
everywhere. She's pulling them all out. Then I think she's heating up some water.
No, she smells gas, so she goes over to the hob.
Yeah.
She's pulled all these things out really slowly, taken ages. She's bleeding. She's got lumps all over her face. She's in agony, and then she goes to sniff her. Carry on.
So yeah, she can smell gas, and like what every normal person does, they put their face over a gas thing. You wouldn't do that, man. And then it sets fire, like it combusts, and then just sets her face on fire because she's been using. That was it. She's been using alcohol. She's been dabbing alcohol on the wounds of
On her face,
where the fish hooks have been.
She looks like Ghost Rider. It's literally all flames on her face, on her whole head. And she doesn't just run somewhere appropriately to put water on it. She's running around the house for like 5 freaking minutes.
Just lighting up the house. Definitely a
And
cheaper
then what
way
happens? It's not
to heat
ended
up the
yet.
house. Then she steps in a bucket. Is that right?
Oh yeah, what was it? It's like a tall bucket, like you put umbrellas in or something. Maybe
Yeah.
it goes
So
right up to her knee.
Yeah, she steps in a bucket. Then, oh man,
She runs down the steps to go outside.
doesn't something land on her
Sounds
head?
like a comedy.
No,
Yeah,
she
that bit
runs
was really
outside,
fast.
and there's a for sale sign outside. It's got one of those hanging wood bits with a thing dangling below saying for sale.
She stumbles down the stairs, and yeah, it's almost like a stake, like like the old fashioned signposts that Kevin's talking about, but it's like shaped like a sharp point that you'd use to like take out a vampire. Basically, she runs headfirst into that
and dies. But Osgood Perkins has gone on social media. I posted it the other day on Instagram. I don't know, you probably didn't see it. And it said he said he wants to make a comedy. He wants all these deaths. He goes, I didn't want to make Terrifier. I wanted to make the deaths physically and within the laws of science impossible. So on the trailer, that's my other bigger problem. The trailer was so good and sold the film really well, but the trailer ruined the film. All the good bits were in the trailer.
100%.
And the bit where the woman dives into the swimming pool and there's electricity.
Boom. Yeah.
We know that electricity doesn't work that way. She'd go in, she'd probably feel a slight buzz somewhere, maybe, or nothing.
Explode.
But she explodes on impact. She disappears, and a leg just goes flying.
Flying by, yeah.
So that's the other bit missing.
Ridiculous.
The other bit missing from the trailer is a leg flying. That's it.
The gun in the attic when the girl's going, ooh, you never know. The estate agent.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, that's in the trailer as well.
Yeah.
That death's in the trailer as well.
Well, no, actually, the aftermath is because when you just see him pulling off his glasses and he's like, "What the?" and he's like covered in
but you
blood.
see the gun fall and the bang. You
Boom.
don't see the body explode, but apart from
Yeah,
that, it's millisecond he's missed out.
But when I'm going to be brutally honest here, when I saw the teaser trailer, I thought this was the reason I mentioned Chucky, right? Because at first it felt like Chucky for me is scary. There are some really frightening moments in Chucky. Yeah, there are also some comic moments, but it is pretty much a very dark, scary film. I thought with this, I thought it was going to be like a demonic monkey, which sounds weird, but the monkey is obviously like it takes on some weird kind of spirit, or it does stuff, and it kills people like it does in the film. But I thought it was going to be a lot more grounded, and it was going to be a bit more like It, rather than it does have elements of It though, because when like all the blood comes out of Bill Skarsgård's eyes, where he's like, ah.
Do you remember? And that's not even real. That's in a dream.
Yeah, exactly.
In the monkey,
they play a lot with that.
But I do think it's like National Lampoon's version of Terrifier, basically.
Yeah,
You've not sold it to me. I'm glad I didn't pay to go and watch it.
Yeah, but the problem, Terrifier is a lot more fascinating because you've got Art the Clown, who, like, again, we talk about the amazing actor that is able to do that kind of like literally clown art down to a T, but he's almost demonic and he's coming up with concepts, whereas the monkey has no control. And as an audience, the monkey just hits some sticks and then some shit goes down and we don't know what's going to happen. And yes, that's kind of interesting, but you don't always see what's going to happen.
And a side note, if you want to listen to our spoiler review on Terrifier, it's between episodes 71 and 72 on Spotify right now.
Love it.
Between them?
Yeah. It was...
How many whales did you give out of 10?
I like the tension.
Hold on.
I like the tension.
At the end, James.
I like the tension.
I know, but I feel like I'm bored to hear about this film.
I like the tension with the drums.
No, it's interesting. This is an interesting film.
But here's the thing. Let's rewind before the two brothers come in and all that stuff. I thought it had one of the best introductions. Like this would be a great episode as well. Just the best introductions to films and movies. When Adam, what's his name?
Oh, Adam Scott. So we're going into the spoiler territory for...
Well, it's kind of spoiler territory, but technically it's the opening, which I absolutely loved, and I was hooked. Like, and I don't even know who played the shop assistant, but he was brilliant in the small time he had on screen.
Again, they ruined it in the trailer.
I didn't fully... Yeah, I didn't fully see
it in the trailer.
Yeah, but I didn't fully see that bit. Or maybe I've got like, where your brain, you choose to remember certain things. But anyway, when I was there and I was watching this intro, I was like, this is genius. And again, it was kind of darkly comic because Adam's very good at his kind of comic timing. He comes in dressed as like a sailor for some reason.
No, he's a pilot, you idiot.
He's a what?
He's a pilot.
Oh, okay.
He's mentioned about 30 times in the film.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I thought he was
a deadbeat pilot
in the Navy, but okay, yeah, that makes much more sense. He's a pirate. Maybe somebody left the monkey on the plane on a seat, or it was up in the luggage department.
The point is, he travels all around the world, and all he does is bring back knicknacks to fill the cupboards with.
He found the monkey. See, that would have been a better introduction. He finds the monkey.
Yeah, it's like Gremlins. It's like he goes away and gets his kids something interesting. Rather than...
it should have been like in the Lost and Found, and there's like a weird, scary voodoo woman's like, "Be careful, the monkey does things you won't be ready for." And he's like, "Yeah, it's cool. I don't know what you're talking about."
Wasn't that the best bit when the harpoon came out?
Yeah, but no. But I was going to say the comic moments where he goes, "You know that you're covered in blood," and he's like, "Yeah. I mean, it's not even mine." Anyway, and you're like, "What?" You're like, "What is going on?" Imagine like that's a customer that comes into your shop, and then
that intro made me so happy. If the rest of the film was like that intro, it'd have been better.
That's exactly what I mean. Like the tension, the ambiguity, the dialogue. It was so good in that first opening bit. That's probably why Adam said yes to it. He's like, I'll leave Severance for a bit just to do like a little 10-minute opener. But
James will love it. There was a flamethrower in it and everything.
Yeah. It was. But when he's talking about and he says, "I just want to give this monkey back," and he's like, "What?" He's like, and then he points. He's like, "No refunds." He's like, "No. But technically, it's not a toy. It shouldn't be a toy." And like he's really trying to sell this idea of getting either his money back or he just doesn't want this thing because he's like, "Dude, you look like you've been through the mill." And then he's saying, "Well, it doesn't even work. Like he's not hitting the drums." He's like, "You don't want him to hit the drums. You don't want that hand to come down. And then he's saying when that hand hits the drum or whatever, all shit kind of happens. And then he somehow the guy in the shop isn't listening to him. He doesn't take his his advice, and then he somehow fiddles with it, and it starts spinning. And then you hear the boom, boom, and then it goes back up, and he's like, "Nah, I seem all right." And then like that's the bit with the kind of Final Destination. Something slides down the wall, hits the harpoon.
There was a little rat. A little rat was gnawing at a bit of twine that was holding something up, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's it. And it goes, and then he's like, "I don't feel so." And then it goes back in, and then just ejects all of his intestines, basically.
I like that it pulls his intestines across the entire room. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But
it was
like that was fast paced and horror comedy. That was good, but the rest of the film was slow paced. And no offense to Theo James, the main actor,
I mean,
rubbish and boring and uninteresting, and I didn't care about him.
Yeah.
His son was more interesting, and he wasn't that interesting either. But there were better kids. The kid's story was better.
Yeah, but even that, like his son was like playing like the bitter son that I'm going to be adopted by Elijah Wood's character or whatever, and
cameo number 2.
You're my dad, but I don't really get to spend time with you.
Well, yeah, because he's trying to stay away from people, because he brings death on his family, because the monkey is killing his family, basically.
That's the thing as well. Like, that's the bit. It reminded me of Jenga. You know when they bury the monkey in the well, and you can still hear the boom, 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 boom of the drums or whatever, or it's the really eerie circus music, which reminded me of it. It reminded me of Jumanji, where they bury the game, and you can hear the game wherever it's buried.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
But yeah, it was like it was like too many ideas coming together. I can see why Stephen King made it a short. It didn't have the longevity and the legs to carry as a feature. And like you said, the two brothers, there was nothing. As soon as they got older, they got boring. They were fun as two little kids that were just getting up to shit and just being silly and dealing with horrendous comical murders in their, in the town. But as soon as they got older, one of them got ridiculous and became just like a maniac, and the other one just somehow became so bored. But again, this is what I meant about there's an element that is not kind of completely grounded in reality, but if someone is dealing with that much death, it would have such a bigger impact on them. And I think that's where it started to grate a bit, because like, dude, come on, man, you've seen about 200 people die potentially. You'd be a little bit more, okay, well, it's a Wednesday. Like he's just so blasé. And I just
think the pace of it was too slow. It didn't.
Yeah.
None of the deaths affected me, whereas usually someone dies, it's a horrible thing. But when it dies in this, it was just like, well, someone's died. Had zero impact.
That's where I think they failed in the film, because when we talk about characters dying in TV series or films, like you said, you have to earn the right. This is what they talk about. We need to care. Otherwise, the death just becomes so empty. Oh, actually, talking about that, the priest, this kind of like cool, chilled out priest, like, death is death. And he's like something about, we can't get where we want to get in life and not move forward with our heads. And she doesn't have a head anymore. And
man, that priest was shit, because in the trailer, that was the funniest bit when he walks up and goes, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
In the film, it didn't land. It was so rubbish, because there was no reason for him to go, we don't know who this priest is. There's no reason for him to go, oh, fuck. If he had turned up and the thing we didn't see in the trailer, that when it turns the camera, there was a dead body there, that would have been funny. Or something, for a reason for them to say fuck. He's just a stoner kid that apparently is a priest. It was rubbish.
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
I put the review up on Kev's Film Thoughts, and Peter, our New Jersey correspondent, responded with, not going to lie, when it ended, I felt shortchanged. I said to him, I can't put my finger on it, because it was enjoyable, but the gore was forced, no build-up for... I've misspelt something. I don't even know what I was for. No build-up for whatever happened. of just random things happening. And Theo James is playing such a dull character. I didn't care about him
Yeah.
at all. Tatiana and the boys were the only saving grace. Did you catch the trailer at the end? That looks better.
Cheaper.
Peter says, nah, he had an early screening, so no trailer, but he couldn't put his finger on it either. I remember specifically like, what? Wait, it's over? I think at the end of the day, the deaths are so unique that you can't help but laugh. Otherwise, did enjoy it as it was faster, opposite to Longlegs. But
I think I preferred Longlegs to it.
Oh,
I think Longlegs
same.
was actually a better film than the
no
Monkey.
contest.
Yeah,
Longlegs was great.
but like you said, it was weird when he's in the car with the kid, and actually, here's the thing: we're jumping all over the place, but you know when the monkey goes fucking mental at the end,
Yeah,
like it's like the monkey is rebelling and going, I stop with all of your ideas, I'm going to do my own thing, and it's like it absolutely goes turbo dull on those drums, and it's like people are dying constantly now. Like the monkey doesn't even have to hit the drum anymore. It's hit the drum so many times that like people are going to be dying for like days. Do you know what I mean? So when they're driving through this kind of chaotic town, that's why I think it's so strange at the end when it's even strange that he actually puts the brakes on to stop for a red light, to be honest, because the world is so fucked at that point. Like people are on fire, people are hanging from trees, like it's just mental. And
I
then
did like that ending.
the bus,
Yeah, the bus. Yeah.
decapitates about 20 people.
But what the fuck were those cheerleaders about? They were doing cheerleading when there was someone dying earlier in the film.
Yeah, but also, why are they cheerleading out of the window on a bus on a like a road?
It's just it's too much.
But it was weird. They all got to, maybe we'll just talk about deaths. Maybe we'll just talk about the kills because maybe that's an
No,
interesting.
we're gonna go talk for a few more minutes and we're moving on to another
Oh,
film.
okay.
So
Okay.
we could go
Is this a double spoiler for this episode?
double.
Or
Yeah, half an hour for both. Yeah.
Okay,
Because
cool.
we don't want to go into much detail on this film because it's not worth it. Personally, I don't want
Cannonball.
to talk about 20 minutes about all the deaths because they're not that exciting.
The Cannonball one was quite funny with Lois's. Lois's.
Lois.
Yeah. Was that the mum?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize she goes bowling. Was that part of a storyline?
Yeah, the bowling ball was in it earlier.
Oh, yeah, when he's a kid. He said, I almost killed you as a baby because I wanted to drop the bowling ball on your head. Oh, that's clever. Because then it goes full circle. Because then that's how...
There we go. And I would say...
Probably the best bit of storytelling then in the whole thing. That the arc of what he says as a little boy, as a pretend threat to his brother, then happened to him.
But that was one of the only bits that was a little bit like, oh, because he actually does drop the ball in his dream, so you see his face getting crushed.
Yeah, that was
like, I didn't expect that.
yeah, that was, but that's pretty much what happened. Like his face is against the wall with the ball in it. Like,
so the only thing I do think is worth mentioning is Tatiana Maslany, the mum, is brilliant. She held the entire film together, even though she wasn't in it as much as I wanted her to be.
Yeah.
I thought she'd be the main part. She should have been.
This is what I mean, right? They kept two dull characters and they kill off the fun ones. And Elijah Wood was like criminally underused. As soon as he arrived, I was like, oh, great. We're going to get a little bit more fun with him. But then it's like one scene and it's like, come on, man. Yeah, I wasn't a happy bunny. Like, I think you've got to be very careful with cameos, right? Because they can make or break a film. In two reasons. They can make it because you're so excited to have them in it that they can actually then take over from the main cast. And you're like, oh! But then if you don't use them correctly, it will just piss off an audience. And they're like, what?
Well, that's it. I just think she was far too good. I mean, looking at what Osgood was like referencing, he did say things like Death Becomes Her and Gremlins and
I can see that.
An American Werewolf in London and all these sort of things. So he's got some good reference points, but
but that would have been
done.
But that would have been funnier if the dead people came back and they were hanging out with the kids. That would have been more interesting. You know, like they've just come back from the funeral and the boys are sat at home and one of the brothers knocks on the door and goes, "Who are you talking to?" And he's like, "They're here." And he comes in and you've got like the decapitated aunties holding her head. She's talking to them. You've got like the old woman that's been set on fire or whatever. Like you've got all the different people that have died because of the monkey are around them like an AA meeting and they're all just chatting to them. That would have been funny and fascinating.
See, yeah, if you're because he wants to do a comedy as well. He didn't want it to be a horror. I think film like if you haven't seen it, have you guys seen the film? Oh, 1 minute before I go into it, Drew, there's Sarah Levy. That is clearly Twyla from Schitt's Creek.
Oh yeah,
Twyla from The Monkey.
yeah. Wait, is she the one that runs the restaurant?
Yeah, the cafe.
Yeah,
Twyla
yeah.
Cafe. Yeah. You don't watch it enough, I don't think.
I do. There's a lot of characters.
Every episode.
There's a lot of characters in Schitt's Creek. Isn't that in real life? That's
Daniel Levy's sister.
Yeah. Yeah. I do remember. There you go. That's a little bit of knowledge that I wouldn't have known if it.
Well done. I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, he was wanting to do it. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, Renfield's on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Now. Have you guys seen it?
No, Nicholas Cage and Nicholas Hoult.
100% watch. That is a horror comedy. That is on par with Cocaine Bear for funny and gore.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Nicholas
Hoult's amazing.
Yeah, I
Nicholas
love
Cage is in probably 5 minutes of it, maybe 10 minutes of it.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's brilliant.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. So yeah, the points we have or haven't hit. Normally, the spoiler review, we want to talk about the actors. We're kind of done. Cinematography, lighting, style. It looked better than it was.
Yeah.
Storyline, plot, meh.
Yeah.
First impressions, we did. Similarity to others, yeah, we've covered that with the Gremlins and all that other stuff. And Chucky. What we'll do favorite and worst part, and then we'll give it a rating. What was your favorite part of the film?
Probably the intro. Like I said, I was so excited to see Adam there, and I just thought it was such a funny scene, and it really built up the tension. Because as soon as I didn't know what I was going into, because I think I only seen the teaser trailer. I hadn't seen the main trailer. And I thought I was stepping into it reminded me of Scream actually for some reason, that beginning bit, because maybe to do with the intestines and the gore, and there was a little bit of comedy, but there was an awful lot.
The biggest actor in the film dies at the beginning.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I agree, and I think I was listening to a review on Empire podcast, which I listened to, and they had Tatiana Maslany they're interviewing. And then it just before he goes, we're going to have a guest. And it went to the guest. And then he cut in with an edit saying, oh, by the way, apologies, there are spoilers, which they don't normally do in the first episode. We reveal some cameos. If you don't want to listen, fast forward 20 minutes. And straight away they start talking about Adam Scott. So I paused it, luckily, and listened to it as I left the cinema. I'm like,
nice.
Fuck, I didn't listen to that because that was such a pleasant surprise.
It was a beautiful surprise, and he just
intro as well.
Great
what
dialogue.
Was the worst part for you?
I think when we met the brother. I think when we met the other brother, it just got so boring, and it was it felt like really bad acting.
Didn't it? It just wasn't good.
It was I was thinking of other actors that would have really kind of relished that to play two kind of twins, because obviously Robert Pattinson is doing it in Mickey 17, which I'm really excited about. But even from the trailer, he looks like he's doing a great job of playing.
Looks incredible.
The polarity of it, and I think someone said that he plays 17 different versions of himself, which is what?
It's called Mickey 17, Drew.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying they could have all been versions of him rather than 17 different versions. So yes. Anyway,
versions of him. They're all him.
I know, but anyway, that's a completely different film. But I just think Theo's a bit. I think he's a bit hit and miss, that actor. He was all right in White Lotus. I've heard he was pretty good in The Gentleman. I haven't seen it, but I just thought it was a great opportunity for him.
Oh, that's where he's from. That Gentleman was boring as fuck. I didn't even
think. The one that's also in Inbetweeners.
What? He's not in Inbetweeners. What are you on about?
He's in the Inbetweeners movie.
Oh, in the movie, yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, he's the club rep.
Yeah.
And he's in Divergent as well, that series.
Yeah, that's not a real role.
I just feel like his choices aren't I was just thinking.
I'm looking at his IMDb now. He's been in nothing good.
But I was just thinking, imagine that was not that you probably get someone like this, but imagine that was Joaquin Phoenix or something playing those twin brothers. It would just be
Apologies, Paul. He's in The Witcher as a young Vesemir.
But I just feel like you've got a wonderful opportunity here to really showcase yourself as an actor because you're playing two different people.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a very good actor, though. I've not seen him.
Yeah.
I've seen him in quite a few things. Divergent. He plays an American.
Yeah,
Not great.
I
In
mean,
Between Us movie, his acting's not great. It's kind of a bit cringy.
yeah, that's not proper film, and he's only like in it for like 10 seconds, probably.
No, he's in the In Between Us film loads.
Is
He's got a
he?
huge
I don't
part.
remember.
Yeah, he's in
Well,
loads.
I guess
The lines he delivers in it, it's got quite a lot of lines, and it's just not good. And then in Divergent, that series, yeah, it's a bad set of films, but a bad film can be made up with some good acting, and which is not. And that comes from
I've
the
got
whole
less
cast.
than
not just
zero
him.
interest in those films.
Yeah, it was a bad casting across. The girl that had the casting, she was okay. And then I've seen him in, obviously, The Gentleman. Not bad. I just don't think he's that great of an actor, to be really harsh.
Like, you can't compare him playing the same character that Matthew McConaughey did in the movie The Gentleman, and he's playing the
No,
same
but you
role.
can just compare him
Yeah,
as the way you see his acting. I'm not
Yeah.
comparing him to
but
Matthew McConaughey. I'm just
that's
saying
what
I
I'm saying.
don't think he's that great.
This isn't like a bitch fest over like Theo
James.
But I just think he had an opportunity here and he didn't relish it, or maybe that's because he didn't have the acting chops. But the choices he made felt really, really cringy for that other brother that kind of just fell off the cliff. Like,
I reckon he's been put in too many handsome man roles that don't need much, like lower down leading men type roles.
Yeah.
Where this needed to be a character actor. This needed to be someone that went. It's a goofy film. It's goofy. Get an actor that goes goofy.
Yeah.
That can go a bit silly and a bit manic. Like his older brother, when he's older, is trying to be a bit goofy and manic.
Actually, this is interesting. Who could have played? Think of an actor that I think Jim Carrey, if he was younger, would have been brilliant as that.
Well, number 23.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of another actor that.
Anyone? Sorry, dog wanted to come in.
Paul Mescal.
Honestly, man, anyone. In fact,
Andrew Scott would have been really good. Andrew Scott would have been amazing in The Monkey as the two brothers.
Nah, we should have got Paul Bullion on there. He would have nailed that.
Yeah, Paul Bullion.
Cooper Cock.
Paul Bullion would have killed it.
Cooper Cock. Cooper Cock. Right. Let's end.
Yeah. How many whales?
Oh yeah, I'm doing 2 whales.
Yeah.
So that's like sort of 25-30%, isn't it? It's not good.
Yeah.
No, it's 40%.
No, it's probably about 35.
No, maths. It's 40%. What?
Not good.
Right, let's go to James's. Let's go to James's rating. James does out of 10, right? I do out of 5. So 2 out of 5 is 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 is 40%. Not 20 to 30%.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, your maths is not good.
Well, there you go. I think that was actually refreshing. I saw James smile there when he went, "Oh, you guys did less than 5 whales."
Kev did less than 4. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So wait, in this, this is Chop.
Oh no, we're not chopping. We're just continuing through because I don't think there's that much to talk about on the.
So it's a double spoiler. I was just trying to get my head around what we were doing. So
I did explain 3 times at the beginning, but yeah.
I did have a Belgian beer, which is.
Can you remember that intro I did when I said we're going to do something different today? We're going to do 2 films in 1 episode.
Yes, I remember.
We've done too long on the Monkey, but to be fair, the Monkey was interesting. There was lots going on that was interesting. Captain America is just a Marvel film, so I think we've got less.
No, I don't think it is just a Marvel film. I think they've pulled it. I think they pulled it back.
I think it goes a bit.
They've pulled themselves. They've started the ascent.
Let's start it officially, right? Okay, so this is Captain America Brave New World. I'll give the synopsis, then we'll talk about first impressions and then go from there. So, Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, finds himself in the middle of an international incident and must discover the motive behind a nefarious global plan. Sometime after the events of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that's a series that no one watched on Disney.
Yeah.
Sam Wilson has fully embraced his title as the new Captain America. Now Sam is summoned to the White House as the new President Ross, played by a previous actor, now Harrison Ford, wants to work with him on rebuilding the Avengers. That's interesting. But trouble ensues when Sam's friend, Asaya Bradley, uncontrollably tries to assassinate the president and is framed for the attempt. Now, Sam and his partner, Joaquin Torres, must race against time to uncover the true culprit and foil an evil plot that unwittingly involves President Ross. What's your thoughts, guys?
I'm so
What I
glad I
thought
didn't.
about it,
Let's give
I
James
did.
a chance to talk first.
I didn't see the program or film or TV show where they did have the new Captain America. You know, the guy, blonde guy who took Steve Rogers' original suit. I
Well, I can
think
say
it was in.
the Falcon.
Huh?
Yeah.
No,
The
no,
Falcon
no. There was an
Soldier.
actual new Captain America. That was in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, was it? It wasn't Anthony Mackie. There was actually a new Captain America for a very brief period.
The older guy.
No, it was a young guy, and he was in. I want to say he might have been in Black Panther 2. They gave all the suit, everything, so he looked exactly like Captain America, but it was a different bloke, and they gave it to him. I didn't see that film or that show.
I thought that was in Endgame when Chris Evans
No,
gives it.
he dies in Endgame. He gives the shield to Anthony Mackie, but then they replace in either Wakanda Forever or Winter Soldier and the Falcon. They have a brand new Captain America.
I'm really confused.
Oh,
Yeah.
Adrian Pastar in Black Panther.
Yeah, what's his name in the program?
Oh no, wait a minute. I don't know. Let's move on. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they
Continue.
actually do replace Captain America between Endgame and here, and they have a new guy doing it. What happened to him, I don't know, because I didn't watch Wakanda Forever, and I didn't watch the series.
Right.
So there's a bit of a gap. So there is a bit of a
But I don't think
missing
you need to
piece.
know it. Again, it's Captain America. It's not detailed. The bit you find out very early on that his wings are made from adamantium.
I think
not
you
adamantium,
kind of maybe need to watch Wakanda Forever as
you
like a
don't either.
stopgap,
You
because
don't.
then that explains probably how he gets everything and where the other Captain America came from. But his friend that they refer to is another previous Captain America.
The
You
guy
guys
that,
seen the film?
wait, yeah, the guy that tries to assassinate.
Yeah, he's a former Captain America. Yeah,
Yeah, because you get he's super powerful. They put him, in a.
Don't
Yeah.
like Sidewinder.
They've been experimenting on him.
No.
No.
Sidewinder.
What? Who are we fucking talking about?
His friend, the big black dude that he goes to train with,
boxer,
the
yeah.
old guy.
Yeah,
He's another former Captain America.
Yes, I knew that.
I
I
got
didn't
that.
know why, and I didn't care. But yeah,
It turns out Captain America's been a thing they've done for ages, obviously. And Steve Rogers was frozen for years, wasn't he? So, like, decades.
So while he was defrosting, they just got a few other people out, tested them.
Yeah. Well, Steve Rogers like over 100 years old or something, wasn't he?
So can I just jump in real quick? I'm glad I didn't read that, right? Because one of the most exciting parts for me was when they all teamed up and he took the Falcon guy that's taken over from him, and he's like, I'm going to show you. Yeah, I'm going to show you this guy. We're going to go train with the best. And he's like, he's some old dude, man. What are you talking about? And he like pulls off some crazy stunts and he's badass, right?
Yeah.
And then they're all chilling out in a limousine, drinking champers, and it's a real vibe, and it's really lovely. They're like, dude, we're going to the White House, man. It's going to change our lives. Like, we're going to get our shit on track. And then they go there, and then Harrison Ford gives this awesome speech, and then some weird stuff starts to happen, and he just pulls out a gun and starts trying to assassinate him. And that was such a big twist. And I was like,
I think the twist that not Samuel Shaw, what was his name? Samuel, the bad guy. Dom the Brain.
Samuel Stearns.
Samuel Stearns, yeah. Sidewinder is the guy from Breaking Bad.
Giancarlo Espagnolo.
Samuel Stearns is a great villain. Great villain. It looks nothing like he does in comic books, though, I don't think. But yeah, it was a really clever sort of look. And I thought it was a really good movie. Like, it was the best Marvel film I've seen since Endgame, unless Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out after that, or a Thor film. But even Love and Thunder wasn't great. So yeah, probably the best one since Endgame.
Well, they were saying, and like a lot of the feedback, and I completely agree, it felt more like almost like a Patriot Games. I mean, obviously Harrison Ford was in Patriot Games, but it was like a political thriller. which
It
I like.
felt more like story driven than
Yeah,
superhero driven.
that's what I mean. They
Like
didn't
there was a
rely.
lot more on the floor walking around investigating than there was flying in the
Yes.
air, shooting laser beams
That's
and
what
that
I
sort of
did.
stuff.
That's what I did like. I did
Yeah.
like that it felt
There was a lot
normal.
of character building.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like a conspiracy, kind of like a enemy of
And
the
if they
state.
are restarting the Avengers with Anthony Mackie, with this Joaquin guy, with
Yeah,
with Bucky's there, he shows up briefly.
yeah.
The little lady will be like the new Black Widow. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. She wasn't that convincing for me as a character.
She's
Like,
already a Black Widow.
yeah, but I mean, to be the new Black Widow, I
No,
don't
she's
know if
not the
she's
Black
really
Widow. No,
I don't know if she's like a main player. I didn't find her character that convincing. I found her a little bit
It
kind of
makes
annoying.
anything to do again. Like it's funny because like certain stories, you think like people just come in and just have a fight. There's no story arc to them.
I
They don't
found her a
do it.
little bit annoying. I didn't find her interesting as a character. I
she had a
found
good
that she was
fight
just there
scene.
to make up numbers.
No, but
She
that's
had a
what I'm
good
saying.
fight scene.
She was there for some fight scenes, and
Yeah,
that's
I
great.
feel like she was there to make up numbers and tick that box. Like her character was pointless. The film would have been exactly the
Tick
same
what
without her.
box? A female? What do you mean? Tick what box?
Yeah, that box. Yeah, just to like tick an extra person. Otherwise, it would have been an all completely male cast. Think about it.
Oh shit! Oh
Like
yeah!
apart from unless you count the Anthony Mackie's friend who was assistant to the premier, it was a complete sausage fest.
Wow.
So I'm not saying they did stick her in for that, but
Oh
we
yeah,
know
no,
what
no.
Disney and Marvel are like.
You had the
Liv Tyler shows up at the end for 5 seconds.
yeah, Dad. They just bring her in just to say Dad. Ever since
Yeah,
she was in that,
There
one
is
with the
literally no women. I've just scrolled through. There's no women.
No, completely. Which, if you look at all the history of
As
Marvel over the
actual
last 2
part.
years, with the Marvels, with Captain Marvel, with She-Hulk, fill in the
There's
blanks.
lots of female reporters and president aides.
That's
and
what I was going to say. President AIDS because she
And no,
one
like,
woman.
sort of tough nuts, which
Yeah.
is what they kind of
Here's the
need.
interesting thing that I spoke to Drew about is the fact that this is not in our normal universe. This is in the universe of Edward Norton, Hulk.
Yeah, that's what confused the hell out of me.
Yes,
Is
it
Liv
is
Tyler-
because of
It is because
Bessie,
Liv Tyler
yeah.
is the daughter of the President Ross, who was the
Will Hurt.
the
William Hurt.
army guy Ross, and it was a different actor playing that role as well,
Yeah, it was William Hurt.
William Hurt.
That's
That
the
means-
bit. It
That
makes
means
it
Eric
very
Bana
confusing.
is
No,
the
not
Hulk
Eric.
in this.
Not Eric Bana. It was Edward Norton in 2008. That film.
That was on Liv Tyler.
Yeah, and Tim Roth is the bad one, and William Hurt, General Thunderbolt, and there's a new film coming out called The Thunderbolts, so there must be a connection there. So President Ross, Harrison Ford, when he was younger, was a general in the army, and he was the one that basically bombed
Radiated him, yeah.
the Hulk to kill them, and Liv Tyler, daughter, never forgave him.
The thing
Until
is, though,
then.
it still could be Mark Ruffalo because Banner's just Banner. Like, it could still
it's not-
be Mark
it's not,
Ruffalo.
though.
They've just changed the actor.
It's not, because Liv Tyler doesn't exist in that world.
She might not have existed yet in the world
She
we've seen.
wasn't she wife of Hulk?
Yeah,
or
but
girlfriend of Hulk?
but at some point between the last two films, Banner, as we know him, could have just
No.
met her and they brought in the same
This
actress to
is
play
what
the
it
same
is.
role. A bit
Because-
like what they've done with Kingpin.
No, because Tim Blake Nelson, who is Samuel Stearns, he was in the 2008 film with the Hulk as well.
Maybe they're mixing them up then.
This is what
Yeah.
they were saying though. They said that when that film with Tim Roth and everyone, that whole Hulk one, right? They were saying, is this going to continue? And they said it's weird that almost like 10 years or however many years it's been, they're saying this is where the continuity of this new film is really complicated for people, because sadly you've had actors that have passed away. So you've got other new actors taking over from certain characters. You're bringing old characters back, but the gap between is so long that people are very confused. I didn't know.
17 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a bit, people said it was a rehash. It was like a rehashed version of the Winter Soldier based on the story and characters from the Tim Roth and Edward Norton Hulk.
Do you know what I think would be interesting? I mean, it's going to get silly at some point, but they're going to play these films for the fans now, I think, which means we're going to get fan service like the Deadpool Wolverine thing with 1 million cameos. So the next film, which is going to be Doomsday, Is it Doomsday? Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
that's going to be mental.
It's Spider-Man and
They call it
Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Yeah, it's Doomsday. Yeah.
Interesting, because Doomsday is a DC character.
But
No.
it's Doctor
Doctor
Doom.
Doom's in it though.
The Doctor Doom, yeah.
Yeah, but I
I
think
think it's
be...
getting a bit
wait.
confusing.
I haven't said my point. Stop cutting me off. The point I'm trying to say is that this Doomsday, who's going to be in it? Do you reckon Edward Norton as the Hulk's going to be in it against New Hulk guy?
Mark Ruffalo.
The
Edward
Fantastic Four
Norton's
will be in it.
on a high.
Whoa, hang on, wait. This is blowing my mind right now. That would be fucking awesome though if
'Cause-
you've got if you've got Edward Norton's character going against Harrison Ford's Hulk. Or wait, what?
All of them.
No, Harrison Ford's Hulk you will never see again, probably.
Do you not think?
No, that was too good. That was too good. He's coming back.
Yeah, I think he's coming back, man.
I mean, the
Don't know.
storyline says no because he's learned from his mistakes and he doesn't want to be an angry
Because he
guy.
caught a little pink petal and went.
But he's easy to push buttons, I expect. What did you think of Harrison Ford's acting? Because I thought he was
Brilliant.
genuinely sensational.
Amazing. The only problem
Brilliant.
with the film is, like I was saying to you, Kev, that when I was watching it, even though Anthony Mackie's supposed to be the protagonist, I kept wanting to watch Air Force One. I was like, I can't wait to watch a Harrison Ford film. Like, it was very
More importantly than that, did anyone notice Sentinel Island?
What?
Sentinel Island, where the adamantium was.
Oh yeah, the big
with the fingers
the
coming
big-
out of the water.
Yeah,
finally
that was.
mentioned.
Yeah, from
And they
the
mentioned adamantium for the first time in the universe because
And adamantium's Wolverine claws,
Wolverine's claws. Yeah, so yes, Deadpool Wolverine existed, but it wasn't in the universe. So they've started talking about adamantium now, which is a lead-in for
Doom.
the X-Men. The
Yeah.
X-Men's coming, but also Sentinel Island, wasn't that Galactus? Like
Yeah.
the character, it was him that's crashed to Earth. That
Oh,
was
he
his
did,
helmet in his hands.
Yeah, he's
So
coming
No,
out.
not
Galactus.
Galactus
is
is the
the
one from
main bad guy in the new Fantastic
Fantastic
Four
Four.
film.
No, I don't think it's not Galactus. It's from Eternals.
Eternals, yeah.
It's not
Well,
Galactus.
the main bad guy who looks just like that, Galactus, is the bad guy in Fantastic
Yeah,
Four. Because at the
but
end, you see
it's
the
different
shadow of his
person.
helmet.
Yeah, it's a different
The reason
person.
why-
Sentinel Island will play into that.
The reason
Yeah,
why
yeah.
the Doctor Doomsday is going to go mental is because you're going to have the X-Men characters with the Avengers and Spider-Man and everyone. It's going to be
Well, technically,
Yeah.
yes and no, but like normally, Doctor Doom is Fantastic Four, so they need to find a way to merge the Fantastic Four in with the Avengers and
Yeah.
or
But they will.
the
That's
X-Men.
what
I
they're
think
doing.
that's what they've done. That's why that one's getting released now.
Will they got another X-Men film coming? Because they need to get a whole new cast for that.
There's rumors there's another X-Men thing.
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer has already been told that he's playing the Wolfman, the Beast
Yeah.
again in the next X-Men thing. And it
Yeah.
might not be a full X-Men. It could be.
Well, Nicholas Hoult was Beast in the last one.
I know, but it could. But Kelsey Grammer's coming back again. They could have two. They got too many universes now. They can do what the fuck they want.
Well,
but
that's the thing. As soon as they open
that's
up
what's
the
annoying.
the irony is, as soon as they open up the multiverse, because there's rumors that Henry Cavill is going to play Wolverine. Have you heard about this?
Well, he's already done that, so I don't know.
No. Henry Cavill is playing Wolverine in a new Hulk film.
God, this is mad.
Yeah.
So
Which-
Superman is going to play the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. No. Superman is playing Wolverine.
Wait, did you say Kelsey Grammer is in Frasier?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's like 100 years old.
he played the original Beast.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
originally.
he's like 100 now.
Yeah, but dude,
Can
he
you
can
imagine?
voice it. It can be CGI, and he just voices it.
He's younger
What's
than
the
Harrison
point? Just
Ford.
get a younger actor.
I like Kelsey Grammer, and he's
Kelsey Grammer's great.
believable as a massive man because he's a massive man.
Not believable as a big dude that turns into a beast at the age of 70.
You mean Edward Norton that turns into a Hulk, or Harrison Ford, an 82-year-old man?
Yeah, but Harrison Ford was a stretch. Beast doesn't turn into some. He just turns into a beast the same size and walks around as a human
Like,
size.
can we just
A bit bigger.
briefly jump into, like, again, Harrison Ford's acting, right? This is what I was thinking. This is the vision I'm imagining. They've got the script and they're like, okay, so this was originally going to be for William Hurt. He was going to have a few scenes, such and such and such and such and such. Like, guys, we just got Indiana Jones, man. What? Yeah, we just got Indiana Jones. I think we're going to write a few more scenes here. He doesn't have a few scenes. He has an hour and something in this movie now. Like, let's just recraft this fucking movie and make it like the President Sam, they're going on this journey, and we'll just like drop loads of like crazy ass bombs and villains.
Well, think about it. Harrison Ford as a character, as the president and ex-captain, has got so much knowledge of weapons and tactical army procedures, and he's a fucking Red Hulk. So the next time the Avengers are in trouble, they're going to be knocking at Harrison Ford's door. Can you come smash some shit, please?
Yeah, he might
Right,
he might join the Avengers, because technically now he's the Hulk, isn't it?
That would I'm there for that, especially like.
Well, there's also Grey Hulk. There's another Hulk version as well, Grey Hulk.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But yeah, there is one thought. If they do bring Kelsey Grammer back, it means all the other X-Men have to be old age pensioners, which is going to be ridiculous to watch.
A lot of them don't age. And a lot of these actors that play them.
The X-Men aren't like.
Yeah, but a lot of these
Superman.
actors that play them are from LA. Therefore, they're full of collagen and all sorts of shit.
No, you need a complete new cast. Do not let any of the old cast near X-Men.
How old does the guy from Sonic look? He still looks young.
Oh,
yeah, he's not playing a team of superheroes.
But he's playing
the same age.
Yeah, he could do Cyclops right now.
Oh, so you basically want the X-Men to come back
because he was a teenager, probably, or early 20s.
Over 50 years old.
No, they're probably in their 40s. They're probably our age, James.
Not in the cinematic universe, they're not. Because they're just bringing back all these, like Captain Chris Mackie and that. They've aged out, deliberately aged out, used the point of age that's aged out the Avengers. They all died from old age or whatever. Now they're bringing back a new bunch.
I forget about that fact. I mean, Marvel is exactly.
They wouldn't age out Captain America to reboot it with a bunch of 50-year-olds, would they? It's just stupid.
Harrison Ford is technically almost like Harvey Dent in Brave New World, because he starts off as a goodie, essentially trying to redeem himself, and then he technically turns into Two-Face, right? So his arc is you become something?
Is he a goodie?
Not well.
I think he's not a nice guy.
No, he's done some dark things, and then eventually, like, that's why the guy's saying, "Let out your true version," and it's like all of the stuff he's tried to repress makes him turn into this red beast, which obviously because he was taking the pills for his heart, and then it's like, bah. But my point is, this is why I love Harrison Ford. He makes it believable. Like, yes, I know it's a far-fetched movie, but the fact of him trying to fight the Red Hulk, like he's trying to fight panic attacks in that submarine, is amazing. It's like his performance, that bit where he's got one massive hand holding onto the bar and the woman comes down and goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, well, his hand is the size of himself. So it's like, he's clearly not okay when she says that.
I've got to say one thing, though. It does seem, when we're talking about this, that individually Marvel are coming up with some quite snazzy ideas. But when it comes to tying them all together, it's almost like they haven't thought of it, because the new Fantastic Four is set in the 1960s.
Yeah.
Before Spider-Man and that are even born, yet they're in the new film. Yet it's an alternative 1960s related multiverse they're in. What the fuck?
Yeah, but
so here's the catch. It's not just the 60s. It's 60s style, but it's futuristic.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Which isn't the world any of our current superheroes live in. So they have to somehow travel to another multiverse.
They go to space and get converted. The shot on the trailer... Have you seen it? Is that what you're gesturing?
They can go through the Marvel ring that fucking Doctor Strange that they use in all of the Marvel things.
Doctor Strange got a fucking eye on his head now.
More importantly, when you watch the trailer for Captain 4, fuck me. Marvel is so shit. Think of so many names. What is it called? Incredible Four? What are they called? Fantastic Four.
Fantastic. Right. They're fantastic.
When you watch the trailer for Fantastic Four, there's a clip where is it Reed Richards, the scientist, stretchy man?
Yeah.
He's writing on a chalkboard. And you might notice the chalkboard is like super long and bendy, like that. Because
like
you can stretch over there and right here, and then right here, and right over there. But in the background, there's been loads of freeze frames of it posted on social media. Of course. And he's drawn like a hoop, like a tunnel. And the perception is that he's going to find a way to go through a tunnel and appear in the Marvel universe.
The full time, almost like an Interstellar.
Yeah, basically. So he's going to find time travel or interdimensional universe travel, basically. So he's in, what's that cartoon called? Remember the cartoon that's all like flying spaceships?
The Jetsons.
No, it's
What?
like it's the Flintstones. but-
Jetsons.
Jetsons. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Me,
Yes.
George Jetson.
So Fantastic Four for me is like the Jetsons, and if they're going to
Nice.
find time travel or dimensional travel and appear and pop out, and Doctor Doom's going to be there, and then they're going to have to fight them with X-Men people.
And they'll probably
But do you
join the
not
Guardians of
think-
the Galaxy, right? It's
Do you
everyone.
not think the Marvel Universe, all the way up to Endgame, was really smoothly done, nicely integrated? You followed it all through. Since then, it's just a fucking headache.
Yeah.
You're like, what is going on? Like,
Well, there was
this
an
is that. For
exam.
him to get to here, he has to get to there. For them to get to there, they have to get to there. He has to do that to that. And he
But
is
there-
now that. Now they've got the same actors playing different bloody characters. It's like, for fuck's sake.
They were saying that
It's
phase,
just a mess now.
yeah, all a bit over the place because the Doctor Doom, the Doctor Strange second film was fucking terrible, where they killed off some of the Fantastic Four characters, and what's her name? The witch, Red
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet, yeah, but the one, oh man, what's her name? The one that can do with her hands.
Scarlet Witch.
Is that what who
Yeah.
she,
Yeah.
yeah, when she just pops people, she does like a weird ass Thanos and just makes the Fantastic Four guy pop.
We were saying this the other day, though. If you think the original Marvel universe, you had a couple of Iron Man films, cool. Oh, like a Thor film. I probably get it. I'll get this order wrong, but a Thor film. Iron Man's not in it. Couple of Thor films. Oh, third one. Oh, they've kind of like they've kind of met up. That's cool. Oh, it's got
Captain America.
Black Widow's in it. Okay, well, Captain America film. That's cool. Oh, look, they've made a film where they're kind of all like slowly integrating. That's pretty
Civil
cool.
War,
The first
yeah.
Captain America was back in the day, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
like oldie timey, like World War II or one or whatever. And then, okay, that's cool. It's like, oh, they've done like a new Spider-Man. That's sweet. He's got his own movie. Oh, he's got like now he's kind of like showed up briefly in the Avengers. They got it's kind of like a real small thing. Now it's like pew 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 pew, and then you have to try and work it out yourself. It's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what is going on?
It's like you do the maths. You're like,
You've
wait,
got-
this is a Marvel film. You do the maths.
You've got Spider-Man fighting a doctor in an interdimensional bit
There used
in
to
between
be
places. And
Iron Man in another dimension from another dimension that's set in the 60s that now he's gone back into the multiverse to go into from, with another guy that played the Hulk 15 years ago in the current dimension with a guy that currently plays with the existing new Hulk, who no longer is the new Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, because you've got Anthony Mackie was with him and now he's gone. Now Anthony Mackie's in some sort of alternate universe. It's
and
like,
Tom Holland is
what's
meant to
going
be
on?
bad guy, not Venom, but Black Superman, Spider-Man. Even though, as in they've got a bit from Venom or something. He's got a black suit or something. Or
Oh, and then
he's
you've got the
evil
Venom, Tom
Spider-Man.
Hardy Venoms,
And
who
then Tom
briefly
Hardy's gonna be
mentioned
in it.
they're in the universe, and then Tom Hardy's not going to be Venom anymore, so that's completely gone out the window. It's
I
like the
think
whole thing's like a shit show.
But then you're gonna have Iron Man, who then died, and then you've got Robert Downey Jr. coming back to fight all his friends as
A different bloke. It's just, it does that when you say it does sound like a. If you had never heard of the Marvel films, right, and they started from
It
say
sounds like
the
an acid
Marvels,
trip.
say they started from the Marvels to now, you'd be like, what the fuck is this shit?
I've got an analogy, right, for the Marvel films now. It's 2 6-year-olds at a table talking about the kind of foods they want to eat. You know, and you go, yeah, pancakes, and they got hash browns on top, and you got the honey, and they got the da-da, and they got the cereal, and
That's
they got
Will Ferrell in Elf.
all these different weird things all put together. And you go, yeah, and then you put it in a toaster. And you're like, what? Are you...
Yeah, that versus that same scenario for the original 10 movies, but they had an adult present to guide them.
you can't put cereal in the microwave.
And
Yeah,
the-
it's
and
like
the
two
neighbour
brothers.
there.
It's like Will Ferrell and
Elf.
what's
Like
he
a-
called? No, John C.
Oh, no, he's
Riley.
thinking
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers.
Right? It's like them two thinking of an entire generation of movies, but their parents aren't there. Versus when the first lot came out, they had great ideas, but they needed like a pathway. That pathway's gone, so now it's just like.
And
There's
someone's
no
just going,
pathways.
here's
There's
300 million. Make whatever you want.
It's like, here's loads of movies. Let everyone else work out what's going on. Just do what you want.
Yeah, they've gone, I want to do a Doctor Doom film. Sounds great. We'll give you money. We're going to put Robert Downey Jr. in it. Wait a minute. He's already, don't worry about it. Oh.
Doesn't matter. And then we're going to set our next set of superheroes in the 60s, like 80 years before everyone else, or 60 years before everyone else. Wait, that was no, we're doing it. Fuck it. They're in another universe.
The stupid idea is that they're paying Robert Downey Jr. £50 million, and we're probably going to see his face for like 1 minute because he's got a mask on all the time.
Yeah, what he said. He said what he said.
Anyone
but then
can play that role.
We're gonna have the Hulk in this new Captain America film. Oh, sweet, we got Mark Ruffalo. No, we're getting the guy that did it 15 years ago. Fuck it.
What is it? He said. What was it? He said, same mission, new mask. And I was like, that was on his own, like, private, like, Instagram.
It just seems like some mental people were big fans of the original Avengers, and Disney have gone, right, we've had a really good, 20 years. We can't be asked. So here's 100 billion, a big black book of names. Do what you want. And they've just gone mental. It makes no sense.
I feel like it's like they should give out free LSD when you're going to watch that film. So it kind of just doesn't matter if it makes sense. It's just one big kaleidoscope of Marvel.
Well, they did, but the producers and writers took it all.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. What will happen now? A Wonder Woman film will come out with a completely different woman. Chris Pine will still be in it, but it'll be a different universe where he's her dad or something, and it's set in 1862.
It's not Chris Pine. It's Quiff. It's Quiff Evans.
No, it's Chris Pine.
What?
In Wonder Woman.
Oh, right.
Dude, Chris Evans is Fantastic
They'll
Four.
bring back another ridiculous character where they'll come back and it'll be like someone from another dimension.
Okay.
Although, in case anyone complains, I know Wonder Woman is DC, not Marvel.
Chris Evans was the fire dude from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he's fucking Captain America.
Okay.
Yep.
Right, let's wrap this up, otherwise we'll talk forever on.
I feel bad though, guys. We haven't talked about Anthony Mackie, and it's kind of supposed to be his platform, his movie.
He was very good at what he did.
He was great. He was great. I liked all of his martial arty bits, and that he had.
I'll give it 7 out of 10.
That's actually quite generous for you, man.
That's 3.5. That's good.
I was entertained. Didn't get bored.
Stars.
Actually, thought the story was really good.
So 7 stars. That's 3.5 whales. How many whales for you, Drew? Higher or lower?
I think I want to either. This is weird. I either want to give it 4 or 3 3/4, which is really weird.
All right, let's do that. I'm going to give 3.
Can I give the end credit scene minus 10.5?
That was ridiculous.
And
that
also, wasn't
me, man?
Did anyone get to the bit where it stopped, normal credits, and you were like, "Oh, it's coming"?
Yeah.
And then it didn't come, and then a guy from the cinema walked in and was like, "Oh, there is an end credit scene." So another 5 minutes pass just for him to go, "That's not it. They're coming." Like, thanks.
Yeah, no, he said something big is coming, and then it ends. I'm like, great.
Such a waste of time.
Every other film about to happen.
Yeah, but I was
before we finish this, because we need to finish it, I did think the Red Hulk fight scene at the end was very good. That was.
Let's give Marvel credit. They've got their special effects skills back.
That's literally. It didn't feel. I mean, obviously it's CGI, but it didn't feel CGI heavy. That it was. It felt good.
Bear in mind, both characters were CGI. When he was throwing the shield and that, it looked legit.
Yeah,
it didn't look like She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But also, I love the bit where they had that fight and he tried to do something, and then Red Hulk grabs his shield and throws it into the ground, which you obviously see in the teaser trailer.
It looks real.
So good. But somebody was saying, did they just have a cop-out because they thought he couldn't actually win that fight? So he's like, think about it. This is where you take your daughter, and then the pink.
Not a cop out. He ain't going to win that fight.
He wasn't going to win that fight. Yeah.
Okay, cool. No.
I think in the film he makes it perfectly clear he thinks he's going to die.
That's the plot. The plot is you're not going to win against a Hulk or a Thor.
Yeah, no. And again,
the whole running gag through the film is he's not Steve Rogers, and he's not.
I get it. And he said I should have taken the fucking serum. Well, he doesn't say effing.
Yeah.
He should have taken the serum. And I like that because he's even been saying in interviews that he's like, my superpower in these movies is the ability that we can do better. I want to be a better person.
No, it's the really cool vibranium armor that people gave him.
Yeah, but that's also really cool as well. But I mean,
without the armor, he got squished in 2 seconds.
Yeah, he inspires people, and yeah.
I get your point, Drew. It's meant to be inspiring role, but
Yeah,
it's just
he
Marvel.
brings out the best
I
in
think
people.
people read too much into Marvel.
That's
It's just
a superpower.
Marvel. It is comic book. It is.
Because
It is what it is.
someone was like, you've given this guy fucking wings. He's now got a shield, and he's got these two little AI fly red wing things, and it's
They're
like,
quite cool, yeah.
and he still can't win. And it's like they've given him
Red Wing was the star of the show for me.
Dude, none of this made sense, right? We got to wrap this up, but the point is that that shield, he threw it and someone kicked it and it bounced off. Earlier in the film, he threw it and it severed humans in half and cars in half. So someone just kicking it or nudging it, what is it? Is it got on and off modes where it's like killer or just a bit of metal?
Why does it bounce off trees rather than like? Have you noticed that when he throws it against a cushioned tree, like as if it would go through bark, but it would bounce through foam.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you not notice that?
Makes sense.
When he's throwing it, he's put the foam on the trees as if like it would cut through the bark. But if you put a bit of foam on there, which is super soft, it will just bounce.
It will defy.
It will knock someone out. It will hit foam so soft it won't damage a tree. It will knock someone out.
I know, none of it makes sense. And James mentioned bad CGI like She-Hulk, and that brings us back to Tatiana Maslany in The Monkey. She was She-Hulk, and she was brilliant. And I want to see more of her. Oh, we didn't say at the end of The Monkey, there was a trailer. Did you watch the trailer?
Keeper.
The Keeper. Wow, I don't know what was going on, but I was into it.
It looks like Split for me. It looks strange. It looks strange.
It was a teaser.
Missing, you know.
What was at the end of The Monkey? Is it Stephen King?
No, it's a trailer for Osgood Perkins' next movie.
Perkins is doing another,
and it's coming out this year.
It's an interesting logic to do that, isn't it? As a post-credit kind of thing.
That's what they should do. Every film, when a film's come out, they're already making.
Do you look at an original trailer where you can only see it if you go and watch it?
Yeah, but every film should have a trailer for the director's next film because they're already going to be making it.
It's only if you stay and you wait 6 minutes because, like, one guy turned around.
Everyone does now. It's like a common thing. Think of Sonic; it had 2.
Since a film ends, I Google post credits, yes or no.
Yeah. People don't do the research on that. Like, everyone left The Monkey, and it was me and 2 other people. And
it sounds like it was such a rubbish film.
Yeah, it was just me. Yeah, just me. But it's fine. It's a little nugget. It's like a little bonus.
Enjoy that.
We always stay for that extra 10 minutes.
We love it.
Yeah, it looked good, and I've read a bit about it since then, and it's good. And Tatiana Maslany's in it as well.
Nice.
Anyway, thanks for listening to our double spoiler
or chicken tikka masala.
Huh?
She-Hulk, chicken tikka masala.
We've got a new one now.
Cool. All right. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye-bye.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you had a whale of a time.